What's up, WrestleHeads? Welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about the fallout of the Royal Rumble yesterday. I had a great time watching it. I thought it was a great pay-per-view. The Women's Rumble was by far my favorite one. There were still some other things I want to cover. Make sure you stick to the end of this video. It's very small. I'm going to be talking about some video game wrestling stuff that I'm moving over to this channel from my main channel, except for one. Wrestling through the history of console games, where I'm trying to play every wrestling game ever made, every single one. I've already played 25 of them. There's like 173, almost 200 wrestling games ever made. That's going to stay on my main channel, but there's something else coming to this one. And if you like wrestling and you like being involved, make sure you stay till the end of the video for that. Anyways, let's dive right in. We started off with the Women's Rumble. Natalya came in at number 1. I was kind of very excited to see that. I'm Canadian, so I thought that was good. I'm not happy about the way she went out, but that's okay. Natalya was there. She did well the time that she was in. Our big first surprise, though, was Naomi returned. Everyone knew, if you keep up with wrestling news online, you knew that she was most likely coming back. She had just lost her title in TNA. Yeah, she did really well. I was really happy to see the way Naomi just bounced right back into it, and the crowd loved her. I loved her. I thought it was really exciting watching her entrance. I had the goosebumps, and she came back at number 2. So there was also more surprises, in my opinion, in the Women's Rumble. Becky Lynch did not win it. That was my prediction. She didn't win it, and that's fine. I wanted the man to win it this year, but she didn't. We're going to get to who won it in just a second. We had Jordynne Grace, right, the women's champion in TNA. She showed up not long ago, beat Naomi in TNA for that championship, and is still she came in with the title too. So I thought that was a really cool Forbidden Door entrance. I really like that, and she dominated in the Rumble. She showed her strength. I like it when you see companies working like this together. I don't really have a preference when it comes to wrestling. I like all wrestling. WWE is my main. I grew up with it, right, as a kid from the 80s, 90s. Speaking of strength, one of my favorite things was number 28. We had Jade Cargill. She had eliminated Nia Jax, man. She just picked her up. She showed her strength. So I'm excited to see. She didn't win the Rumble, but regardless, I'm excited to see what Jade Cargill is going to do here in the WWE. I can see some great matches. Her versus Bianca Belair, her and Becky, Charlotte. There's going to be a lot of potential here. So make sure you keep an eye on Jade Cargill. She dominated AEW. I have a feeling she's going to dominate WWE as well. So excited to see what happens with her here in the WWE. Out for the winner, right? Who won it? Well, it was Bayley, and she did it without the help of Damage Control. Damage Control got eliminated halfway-ish, I think, through the Rumble. Bayley just played it smart, and she won. And of all things, 2K predicted it correctly. If you saw, I did post a 2K prediction of the Rumble, and that's who it picked to win it, and she won. That's insane, right? It's actually the only thing it predicted correctly, but the fact that there was 30 women and Bayley won it, I find that impressive. I don't know. I just found that impressive. But yeah, by far, the Women's Rumble was my favorite. Next up, for some reason, they decided to go to the Fatal 4-Way. I would have had the US Championship match first, but they went with the Fatal 4-Way. This match was great. LA Knight really stood out for me in that match. I just like the way this guy wrestles. I put a title on him, you know what I mean? Maybe make him beat Logan Paul at this point. Whoops, spoiler alert. I don't know. He was just great. He was great in the ring. Randy Orton was really good too. Lots of RKOs out of nowhere. AJ Styles wasn't so phenomenal last night, but he was still able to, hang in there. I want to see them do more with AJ. I didn't like the way they the way they portrayed him yesterday. Just made him look a little bit weak, in my opinion. Roman Reigns, came out on top. He won. I think that was very expected. That was my prediction. It wasn't really the solo help, although did cause the distraction. We're going to talk about what I think is going to happen with Roman Reigns in the future once we talk about who won the Rumble. But yeah, it was a good match. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. It was probably my least favorite, to be honest, in all the 4 matches of last night. But either way, Roman Reigns still is the head of the table, still the champion. That's it. It was an okay match. They had some cool spots. At one point, they were all piled up on the ground, and it goes for the pin on top of all 3, and all three of them kicked out at the same time. You know, like little things like that. Solo came out and tried to hit AJ Styles into the barricade. He moved. Solo was out. Roman still picks up the victory. Yeah, it was a little bit it was an okay match. All right. After that, though, we had Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. You know what? That match, I was very disappointed by it, to be honest. Just by the way it finished, I'm not like upset that KO lost. I get it. Like, the good guy's not always going to win. I totally get that. Wrestling's always going to be like that. What I didn't like about it, which is the way they did it. Influencer friend comes out, creates a distraction. Out comes A-Town and Grayson Waller. They bring brass knucks to Logan. Logan drops them. KO picks it up. KO punch. Pins. Ref notices the brass knuckles. And to be honest, like, Logan's put on way better performances than he did last night. So, I don't know. I didn't like the decision of just the way that they did that. He won by disqualification. Like, if he's going to be a heel, I don't know. Maybe make him win. Like, maybe I would have preferred that he just knocked KO with the brass knuckles, to be honest. Anyway, so I don't know where this is going. I'm going to guess KO's done here with this storyline. Maybe, possibly. It's too bad, though. I really like Kevin Owens. He's one of my favorite wrestlers currently, and I want to see him do more. Like, him and Sammy were doing really well. And then I get it. Not everybody's going to get, like, long title runs, but I just feel like there's a lot of talent out there, but he's really talented, man. He really is. So for my Canadian brethren, I'd like to see more Kevin Owens in 2024. Hopefully something big for him at Mania. Hopefully. Maybe not a title match, but I'd like to see him in a really great match. I'm not sure against who, but we'll see, right? I'm sure we'll see him there. The last match was the Rumble. Off the top of my head, the only two surprises, I think, if I remember correctly, I know it was only last night, but listen, guys, I'm old. Sometimes, you forget things. I remember Andrade came back. That was also kind of speculated after he left AEW. He came back. He did okay. I could see a feud there. Maybe he aligns with the LWO. That'd be kind of cool. I'm not sure, but it kind of looked like that might be what's going to be happening with him. But I'm not sure. Sami Zayn came out at number 30. Was happy to see him. Didn't expect it to win at all. So hopefully some storylines are going to start aligning again with Sami Zayn. So that would be cool to see. Yeah, it would just be a great time to see Sami, maybe he's the one to do Gunther's number. And probably not. I feel like they've tried that already. But, it'd be great. I want to see big things for Sami and KO, like I said. I know they already did that when they dethroned the Usos, but I want to see more. I need more. That was just like the tip of the iceberg for me. I thought they could have pushed that a little bit further. Let's talk about the finish of the Royal Rumble. So you had Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Punk. I believe the elimination order was McIntyre, Gunther, and then, of course, we were down to Cody and Punk. Punk had a great, for me, that's who I wanted CM Punk to win, but he did this really great thing where he pedigreed Cody. And to me, based on, I remember when he left and all the drama when he left with the letter that he got issued at his wedding and all that jazz and all the time away. It just like that, you felt it, man. If you knew the story and if you're a Punk guy, like, you felt that in the pedigree. And I remember, I don't remember the exact liner, but something about, like, I don't care if you're Dusty's kids or you'll never live up to Dusty or something along those lines. And just the heel in him. I always like Punk, right? Even when he's heel or face, like, he's so good. He's a good worker, in my opinion. That's just me. I know not everybody likes Punk, but I do. So anyways, he was going to throw Cody over the top rope, and that's not what happened. Cody is going to get to finish his story, which I think is great too. Cody's been putting in the work. He went AEW, did some great things, came back, still on fire, still a trailblazer. So I want to see Cody Rhodes finally dethrone, end the story, and Roman Reigns. He already pointed at him. We know that's where it's going. So I want to see him end it. That's where I want to see it end. Here's what I think is going to happen. This is my 2 cents. These are my prediction about what I think is going to happen with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and all that. I think that at WrestleMania, you will have your interference like you normally do. by, you know, probably Jimmy and Solo, etc. Paul Heyman might get involved. But I think this time around there's going to be something to even the odds, and that thing is going to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I think that's how The Rock comes into play here. I don't know that he has a match at Mania. I think perhaps he comes in, you know, Solo, Jimmy, take out Cody. We think it's over. Refs out somehow. The Rock comes out of nowhere. Rock bottoms Roman Reigns. Cody goes on top. Probably not the victory everybody wants to see, but it's kind of like a win-win. The Rock is back. Cody wins the championship. Roman Reigns is done. Then obviously Reigns is going to want to go back for the title, but then you're going to have The Rock in the mix. The Rock probably doesn't care about the title. He just wants the head of the table. He's tired of how Roman Reigns has portrayed the bloodline, the dynasty, etc. He wants to bring back the good name to the Samoans. That's my guess. This is how I see that happening. Maybe all this blows over till SummerSlam or Survivor Series. Imagine that, where The Rock started it all. That's where I'd like to see it. The Rock versus Roman Reigns, bloodline versus bloodline match. That's what I'd love to see. Anyways, that is all I have to say about the Rumble and what I think is coming. Put in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What did you like about the Rumble? I really like to know. Hope you're enjoying my channel, by the way. This is actually my third channel, my main channel where I'm a YouTube partner. I do some wrestling stuff like I mentioned earlier. So I have wrestling through the history of console games that I'm going to keep over there, where I'm trying to play every wrestling game ever made. On this channel, you'll probably already notice I have some Let's Play series that are non-commentary. It's just so that we can relive some of those great career video games that we had. What I mean by that is, you know, like SmackDown versus Raw and WWE 2K, and even some of the older games like Day of Reckoning on GameCube. They had career modes with some pretty decent storylines, some of them. So I'm going to replay those and record them right here for YouTube on this channel. Then, of course, we're going to do our news and all that. But what I'm mostly excited for is the return of Oats Championship Wrestling, which is my eFed that I do throughout the 2K games via universe mode, where you can actually be part of it. That's right. So maybe sometimes we'll stream it here, all that. I'm excited for that. That's coming over here. As you can see right here on the screen, that series already exists on my other channel, but I am moving it full time to this channel. But everything else will stay over there. But this channel is dedicated to wrestling. So to me, it just makes sense. It's going to be a little bit hard starting over, but I'm okay with that. So anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I will catch all you wrestleheads for some more wrestling on the next one.